Hello, everybody. Welcome to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I speak like this because this is the third time that I have tried this, because both of the other times I was an idiot and used OBS wrong. The first time it was not recording the right window, and then the second time I just did some hotkey mishaps, so let's not worry about the second time. But on the bright side, I didn't get very far. I did make some notable discussion and some notable jokes that I actually found funny, though. So I'm mad. I'm upset about that. But we know we know what we're doing at the very least. We're making a custom character. We're making this guy. We're making a heretic. If you haven't played this game before, then essentially this universe, Warhammer 40k, is a very no good bad, bad grimdark bad, and everybody in this universe is quote unquote morally gray. That's really a lie because there's objectively evil ones because the chaos are pretty hard to sympathize with. I'm going to be honest. I do believe that I was going to be Hive World because of the High Fellowship. Yes, Origin, Noble, thank you, even more Fellowship. Stack it, stack it, stack it. Feed of no, yes, feed of greatness. You had a rival noble house's reputation ruined and its members exiled from the sector. Like I said, making a character and intend to play heretic. I'm gonna be a bad boy, very bad man. This is the point where I also made a mistake before because I thought that these two classes were each other, and I was stupid. I'm an officer. I want to be an officer. I want to tell other people what to do. Let me go back to my origin real quick. This is the you serve me one. Cool characteristics. Now, if it seems like we're speedrunning this part, it's because we are. Because again, I did this twice before. Perception, sure. Willpower is important too, though. You know what? Abelard will be my agility. It's fine. Cherubitus. Atonement of the Abyss. Yeah, pretty cool name, honestly. You can get a better one. Redemption Inexorable. Seeker's Haven. Sure. I like Seeker's Haven. And my name. Ignatius? No. Clementine. Clementine. Because that was the name that was random that I liked before. The name that I got that was random was actually Clement, but I liked Clementine. 60 coercion. Pretty good. It's my commerce 50, demolition, yeah, blah blah. Pretty good. Okay, let's go. Okay, nobody saw the other one. We don't have to worry about me missing content, so I'm going to go through everything at the normal pace, but this is going to be a playthrough where I'm just trying to, not really, I guess showcase the game is the right word, because I don't think many people know about this. It's an RPG that I actually like, though. It's a pretty good role-playing game. The setting of Warhammer 40k is interesting and wholeheartedly unique. I can genuinely say that. The fans are smelly, though. I don't know anything about the universe, and I probably get a lot of things wrong, but I like the setting. I like the vibe of being here. That's why I play Dark Tide and Rogue Trader, which are not the only games I play, but I'm in a Warhammer mood at the moment, or at least I'm in a mood for those two games. And Sky, who was the person on call in the previous video, and also Jams, was another person that was mentioned in that call, they are not available to play anything right now. If they were, we would be playing Dark Tide, because with three people, a game like that is fun for banter, but when it's just me alone, I feel like I would be more funny reacting to stuff with more substance and not just like, the funny stuff that happens in a primarily action-driven game. Because this game has story that I can clown on, and also story that I can take seriously, hopefully. No, I like the story and the characters. I played this game before. I played this game up to chapter 4, and I haven't finished it, and I definitely did not do all the quests, so I don't know everything about it. But I enjoy it. Sometimes. I enjoy it in small bursts, that's for sure. And, yeah, I think that's all the important stuff. Damn it, I know there's some good content. I'm gonna be watching, like, the half-finished recording earlier, where it's just, like, no actual game, it's just me talking to myself, and I'm gonna think, damn, those are good jokes, I'm gonna steal them and use them next time out of place. I made so many references to chat, too, even though no one's watching yet.
One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
The Emperor of Mankind, the guide, the ruler, and the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. See, this is the first option we've gotten to like expand on lore because we have a highlighted word, and it's already setting the tone for 40k pretty well. Of just like, oh yeah, literal God, the higher power. People pray for aid from him. They would simply be driven mad and with despair if they knew the truth. Pretty good introduction to the universe. A truly awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence.
Oh, and he's on.
For it
Yeah, I'll
is
play
the
with him.
duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Kunrad Voitvir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Clementine Eos Veneria de Val of Calixis. You may call me your grace.
My deepest respects to you, Your Grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel.
Voitvir smiles faintly, but you're not sure if it's directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Very simple, right, guys? We are here to be the next Lord Captain. We actually do have another heir. He mentioned heirs, competition, even.
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
Yawn.
Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
The galaxy-spanning, interstellar, human empire ruled by the living god who's known as the Emperor of Mankind. Actually, I already displayed that one. Lord Captain? What a strange title. Nah, I don't care about that. You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others. I would rather not discuss the
Oh,
Lord Captain behind her
whoops.
back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Forgot to read my line. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself, rather. Okay, the Warrant of Trade. The sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. Wow.
There is,
Oh, I forgot to read it
and you
again.
will meet him soon enough.
Okay. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Continue.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
I reply. End dialogue. I got a revolver. There we go. I have the right class this time. Like I said, I got operator and the other one confused last time. So, or operator and officer confused last time. So I picked the wrong class for the stats that I had, and it was gonna make me upset. And then I tabbed out and found out the game wasn't even showing, and I was like, ah, okay, might as well restart. And I'm not out nothing. But we're about back where we left off, so that's good. I'm gonna double check the recording every 5 seconds to make sure that it's working. Oh, you know what? Something else that I'm really quickly gonna do. Hold on. Can I add? No, it doesn't seem like I can. Alright, well, that's fine. Alright, back to the game. How long do we have to wait for an audience? How many days has it been already? Saving game. Oh no. I'm in danger. Yeah, I'm in danger. Oh, look at me. I'm such a fat fuck. I
One
love
of
being a
the
cheese
von
man.
Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look
Lemon
around
Russ.
after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Rocks. A turret.
What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
No. So one thing that sucks about this part is that I could die here, unironically. So our officers are very strong because they abuse turn mechanics. Oh yeah, we've been ambushed. We can't move. Officers abuse turn mechanics because they can give extra to rounds in combat to other people. But the only problem is they don't really have any abilities themselves, and I certainly did not build myself to have abilities. Joint analysis. Appreciated, boss. Alright. Yeah, I can't even target. No, I can target you. I can target you. I can target any of you. I can't give you an extra round, though. I can give him an extra round? Do it, bro. You got this. Oh, no, that's the characteristics increase. Never mind. I get the extra round ability after. Okay. Let's see. Yo, I landed the shot. Let's go. I have one attack per round. It starts slow. It definitely starts slow. Plus, this game just has so many, like, well, its mechanics are pretty simple, actually. Like, for ranged attacks, you use dodge. For melee attacks, you use parry to defend. There's, like, penetration, which goes against... There's penetration and also armor penetration, but, like, I believe they're different. Or either that or they are the same, and they affect both armor and also cover. Alright, you got this. Kill him, buddy. I gave you my bonus ability. How could you lose like this? Alright, guys, we really gotta kill him next turn. Stop analyzing and actually fight him. Dude, I can't kill this guy on my own. Miss. This is not going to be a good start to the game if we actually just die. He's just analyzed. Finally, he shot him, dude. Alright, we're done.
What
I
suspiciously
forgot.
poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
All right, I feel in safe hands. Finally.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady The...
Right over here. Cutscene, let's go.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you? While you are considering your answer, Edelthrad, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I
What is this? Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit...
I give that permission to those with something of substance to say.
Ah, shoot, I'm
Let us
skipping
see if
dialogue.
it was
Whoops.
worth it.
Natural reaction.
This is the second candidate for the title of my successor. Step forward. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Reasonable and prudent. However,
Oh,
apart
whoops.
from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
Whatever
Well,
your
I
term is
find your company
disagreeable.
disagreeable, and yet I'm forced...
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here? You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries. is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Fon Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Well,
Naturally,
does this mean there are other
some
heirs?
have yet to
I
arrive
was
on
late on that one.
board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
Hmm.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name Fon Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in
I
your
gotta get
new
used to talking.
position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Navigator, translation, what are these things you speak of? No, I think I want to play a character who's somewhat tech savvy. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Hmm.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by
By the
uneducated
uneducated
riffraff.
riffraff. I like how he says it.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I have no more questions. Maybe, hold on. That'd be a good way. You know what? Yeah, we are playing a playthrough. Some people probably don't know anything about the universe. So, Navigator, translation, what are these things you speak of?
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars.
Huh?
Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead. Sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykad on the demand that... for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh no. Ambush. Can't move. Right, let's go.
Don't
Kill
touch
them.
me.
Damn.
Follow my
Yelling
lead.
don't. Are you like a cool rogue trader with 230 health? Why are you screaming don't touch me? What are you scared? More 252 health. Let's go.
Strengthens me. Die.
We'll get there, don't worry. Damn.
Chaos guides me.
My ears are ringing.
I wish I had some move sooner. Dang. Go on, Mort. You're my boy, Mort. I can't voice of command you. This is so tragic. I can't voice of command anyone. Man, I can't do my officer abilities until I have people in my party. This sucks. Die. Alright.
I bring ruin.
Uh-oh. This might hurt. No. That was way wayward.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Yes, yes, Abelard. We understand you're a masochist.
Death to the weak.
I've suffered worse.
Alrighty then.
Reduced to dust. One fewer target.
Dang, look at you. Killing 2 people for a round. I can't do cool stuff like that yet. Yet.
Death to the heretics.
Like I said though, like this character, I don't know if I said this actually this time, but the character I'm playing is an officer. Officers, they mess with turn economy because I can give people extra turns in some different ways and also give them a bunch of buffs. Giving other people extra turns is absolutely amazing because essentially I am just playing a support character who can give an extra turn to whoever is like vital in the situation. Because depending on a different item that somebody gives or something like that, you could very easily have like one character temporarily become the strongest and want to give them turns, or just have somebody have the best type of damage in a certain encounter. Having a bunch of officers is overpowered. We intend to have 2, I believe. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
Didn't bat an eye
Cool.
when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad.
I'm an officer,
I've
that's me.
seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by... Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Yes, sir. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Alright, we're leaving. Right. It's not in Divinity, which is the game that is like similar camera angle that I was playing before this. You can just hold the mouse in one spot and keep running, but in this game you can't do that. If you hold the mouse and like drag or move across the screen, it just selects. This shouldn't take too much longer. Come on, there we go. I can't see what's happening in the. I guess it's fine. There's nothing important. It's just the all-encompassing darkness over there.
Thank Providence
Fort
you're
Veer.
alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the...
Mort, hold yourself to...
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? Or...
Oh, I skipped her fucking time. Dang it. Maybe not.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship?
The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Galliffield
Engineerium.
failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Mutiny? But who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp?
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Eyes flash ominously. Ooh, I wonder what you mean.
Edelthrat, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrat immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Theodore glances at you thoughtfully.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring...
What? Why is that skipped? Anyway, I'm going with
Then
him.
it's settled.
But
Find
it's settled.
Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? Then move out!
Come. Come. Huh? Dialogue boxes keep
Are
on
you ready
flashing
to
up.
head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I have a proposition, since I am the more important person.
Lady
I
Theodora
messed it up.
would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Something hits you with a sharp crackle, and you are consumed by an unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Not the first time. Aww. Hey, don't kick me.
Careful,
Man.
careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Voivir, you two-faced scum, you are the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power.
Theodora?
The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my
I can see
path to
portraits.
obtaining it. The gates of the
Like big.
chamber are guarded by the Sentinel.
Mine
An
too.
ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Ho ho ho! What is it, inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together!
I may consider it, once you have done what I need you to do. There's a good boy.
Ooh, good boy.
Then go to the
That's points.
Sentinel at the gates of the Warren Chamber, and fulfill your destiny. I had hoped to feed Edelthrat to the machine. He is the one who caught Theodora's eye, after all. But since procuring him has proved difficult, you will have to do.
In dialogue. In the dialogue, I say in character voice. Succeeded? Dang. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Archaeotech? What's that mean? An incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. Got it. So we can't recreate it. The servitor on the gate begins to move, with the screeching and groaning of metal. It leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Yawn. I'm not even that tired, I don't think. Look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Shrug. Alright, I'll put my hand in. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear the humming of the servo motors start up, and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Any type of digital computer in the Imperial Man is called a cogitator. I knew that one. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe you can close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yes, I do require assistance.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Wonderful. Damn, they're missing every shot. Bruh.
Well, there is still another way.
Bro, he went invis. What the hell? Yo, the warrant chamber. Access to the most sacred room on the ship. Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade. Ah, fuck. To be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly in the reins of fate, to walk steadily on the road of thorns through the fuck! It got faster!
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by.
I need a weapon! I am utterly defenseless!
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Lead me away from here.
Upper decks.
He wasn't gonna respond, guys.
Probability of safe placement in
We will
areas
give it a
of
few seconds.
concentration of armed units. Calculating. protective sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit...
Okay, got it. We're sealing the room. Don't worry about it, guys. I just read everything in there. Uh-oh.
Run, fools, or fall!
Abelard! Yep! Damn. Abelard, let's fucking go!
Master, whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
How did you find me? Are you with that traitor, Voidgear?
Master, with
Voidveer?
all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad? A traitor?
Voidveer openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind this mutiny.
Saint's blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense.
Armor, buddy glove.
Here.
Cool. Fun. Grab that, grab a sword, grab a body glove. The benefit of having the sword is that I don't have to, like... is that I have parry when I have it out. You can't parry without it, I'm pretty sure. He already has medkits. Okay, cool. We have a person in our party now. My abilities are actually going to start working. So, I'm injured. I have a permanent wound.
This wound will make a fine scar. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're
Not
prepared
permanent.
for the trials ahead.
Continue.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What can we expect to find in this navigator's sanctum?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
The navigator's sanctum. Very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
Oh.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward! Don't you dare to cross us!
Come to chaos!
Let's move Abelard forward. Well, not that far forward. Should be fine
I
there.
am your doom.
Parry, let's go!
Out of my way!
He does get jumped by everybody in the first round. That's not the best.
Death to non-believers!
Is he gonna get surrounded? Dang. Okay. Go. Bonus stats. Highest chance to hit him. Maybe there? Yeah, I can attempt people that aren't him now. My pistol burst is only 2 shots. Wow, that's tragic.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
I could rush down this other guy, sure. I believe more in getting the fight done fast than not taking damage, honestly.
I will do my duty.
Alright, and now that's the person that doesn't get a turn. That's pretty great. No, oh no, guns. Bullets, they're effective. Okay, cool. He entered sweeping distance. They can both be swept up in one attack now. Pretty great. That's pretty great. You know what? I kind of want to just, like, go all the way up here. Just point blank this guy. They're probably not both gonna hit. Yeah, I wouldn't be so lucky. Alright. Oh yeah, because he already had it last turn. There's like a limit.
Victory is one fewer
Somewhat,
target.
anyway. Oh, one got parried? Dang, alright.
It
Finish
will
this
be
guy
done.
off then.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Let's both go in on this guy, because if we're both here, then we're going to inflict a little status. I think we inflict a status for both of us being in his range, basically. Cool, wonderful, awesome, fantastic. We leveled up! That was fast, first level. Okay, dang it, I don't get my, Bring It Down is the keystone feature that just allows allies to have an extra turn with 2 AP, which is like the first time that I begin to start abusing action economy. For now, though, let's go with Persuasion, because I can't do anything else. And for Abelard, I think it's going to be very similar. Yep. He can grab Carouse. He'll probably also be my demolition guy, honestly. Collect all. Immediately compare. This is high dodge reduction now, dang. What's its rate of fire? It's also 2. Lower recoil. Lower maximum range and also minimum range. More max ammo. You know what? Yeah, sure. I don't use las weapons very often, I might as well try it. Then these are identical, pretty much. Yeah. Alright, let's go. Right. Navigator Sanctum. Let's go, we got our Venta. Picking our Venta up, that's peak. Oh, Idira, hi. Oh yeah, we're collecting a few companions here, aren't we?
I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide, doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head.
Yo, sick dodge. Sick
Idira,
dodge, bro.
would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Death comes from above. Oh yeah, she did predict that. I suppose that's true. Jeez, we're approaching the 50-minute mark. It takes a while for this game to get going. I don't like her.
Sorry, old old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
Dang.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are Von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Oh, she does see something, I guess.
Officer's frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
Dang.
That's Edelthrad. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Wait. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Engineer Prime.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
We must see if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
I find it pretty rich to, like, do all these dialogues and then immediately turn around. You know what? Nah, I'm with it. Yeah! However, I am gonna end it there because we are at 15 minutes. I want more cake and I want to go to bed. We're about to go into a fight. Typically fights in this section are nothing to worry about, honestly, but still, it's just I don't want to have too long of a video right now. I do have stuff that I gotta do in the morning. So yeah, I'll probably keep this up. I'll probably pick up right where I left off, so I record everything. And other than that, just that's it.